Welcome, New York Post political reporter Jon Levine. Jon, it's good to see you. We've got Democrats Josh Gottheimer joining Richie Torres, blasting squad members Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, and Cori Bush. They're saying, stop giving money to Israel, stop helping Israel. What do you say? These Democrats say it sickens them. It's reprehensible and repulsive. What do you say to all this?
I think the chickens are really coming home to roost for progressives and the Democratic Socialists and really a whole wing of the Democratic Party, which for years has tolerated anti-Israel, anti-Semitism, full-blown anti-Semitic content every single day. I mean, Ilhan Omar, how many times has she been publicly called out for the terrible things she has said about Israel and about Jewish people? The Democratic Socialists of America, which is an organization that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a part of, Jamal Bowman is a part of, Cori Bush is a part of. These are all House squad members. They co-organized a pro-Hamas rally in New York City on Sunday, and I personally saw dozens, maybe hundreds of people dressed up as Hamas fighters. People, if you saw them at the movie theater, at the airport, you would call the police. And and these are people in our country. They're in the subway with us, and there's a lot that needs to be answered for here. I'll certainly say that.
Let's move on to this. Dan Abrams of Mediaite, now at News Nation, he's slamming MSNBC's coverage of Israel's war against Hamas terrorists. He says MSNBC, their anchors and guests have been shamefully pandering to the far left audience and basically whitewashing terrorism. Watch this.
It's their fault, right? This is Israel's fault. It's the United States' fault. It's the policies that somehow justify or even explain the slaughter, rapes, and kidnapping of innocent civilians. And that ridiculous commentary set the tone for much of MSNBC's coverage throughout the weekend. Notice how all of a sudden, context and nuance are important for MSNBC. But when it's a story that fits their political agenda, like, I don't know, an officer-involved shooting, context and nuance go out the window. I mean, this is worse than just a double standard. Look, this is not a both sides story. Period. Since Saturday, MSNBC has made 441 references to Hamas militants or the fighters. They are terrorists. Full stop.
What do you say, Jon?
That's a very, very compelling monologue from Dan Abrams. I wish people watched News Nation so more people would see it. But look, something that's very important to say in this conversation is that if you look at the leading anchors on MSNBC who've been handling the coverage, it's Ali Velshi, it's Ayman Mohyeldin, it's Mehdi Hassan. These are all veterans of Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera is Qatar state television. And if you look at what Qatar state television is putting out right now in their English and Arabic channels, it's all pro-Hamas, it's Israel's fault, nonstop 24/7. And all of these anchors come out of Al Jazeera. So it's very, very curious to me that that's never disclosed. And can you imagine if, say, we had former anchors who used to work at Russian propaganda television network, RT, on a network talking about how the Ukraine-Russia war is complicated and maybe Putin's not such a bad guy. So this is one of those major things that hasn't been called out enough. I certainly would love, MSNBC needs to disclose to its viewers that they have Qatar state media among their ranks and their employees.
Al Jazeera, got it. Jon Levine, terrific stuff. Great analysis as always. Good to see you.